I've been in the business for about 7 years. 2 years ago with my brother.
I met Keith Fox in a mall one day.
We don't advertise for the sole purpose of being extremely selective as far as finding guys and girls that we feel have true model potential.
Once we do approach you, if you do come to us to New York, we give you the best possible opportunity.
The only way that it's really going to happen for any girl or guy is through New York City, and that's the mecca of modeling.
Screens girls from all over the country every 2 weeks. It's a 2-day program where you're going to be seen by the top photographers, the top stylists, the top clients,
the decision makers of the most reputable, prestigious agencies in the industry.
We're going to go from agency to agency.
We're all just going in individually, trying to see if we're what they're looking for.
If you try to do it by yourself, you would have probably 2 to 3 weeks to see all these agencies.
We do find incredible talent, and we do place them.
I'm Adriana Payne. I'm 18 years old.
Once you're placed, we don't just place you and not care for you. We're there for support and guidance through your whole modeling career.
To check out, make sure everything's going well.
We have a girl named Lee Yeager, who we feel is the hottest young model in the world.
My name's Lee Yeager. I'm 18. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I was discovered by Keith and Steve Fox. They took me to New York City, which is what they promised to do, and took me to the biggest agencies in New York. And I ended up signing with Marilyn and moved to New York 3 days later.
Okay. And Mac is on Prince Street.
Cool. Alright.
So we got new pictures put in her book. We were excited the minute she walked in.
I was excited the minute I walked in.
She's done everything from Surface Magazine to Italian Vogue, W Magazine, American Vogue, Harper's Bazaar coming out.
3 months ago, I was working in a mall, and last month I was in American Vogue. It definitely kind of came as a shock because I came with Keith and Steve. They gave me more of a chance. They really took me seriously. Keith and Steve only take the top girls there. If they pick you, it's because, you know, they really believe in you. We're on our way to a MAC casting, and I'm not really sure how it's going to go, but I hope it goes well. We are at Green Street in Prince. We're getting ready to go into my casting, and I don't know where it is. I think it's in there. Hello. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope it went well. You can't really expect much from it because sometimes you think a client likes you and they don't. Sometimes you think that they don't like you and they really do. So
Keith and Steve do bring good talent to us. I mean, they have got Lee. You know, Lee is one of their found, and Lee is definitely doing one of the most amazing things right now. We don't have an open call. We don't just see anybody just because we're so small and selective. So Keith and Steve bring in really, really great young talent. So we will see that girl that they have selected.
We're currently at Maryland and on our way to Wilhelmina.
So they pick girls that are the right age, also they have the right height, they really have like the right attitude about them. And I think it makes our job easier. We usually see girls that are, you know, like I said, potentially ready to go right away.
They've done a good job, I mean, to find some good-looking girls. But just to find a card like that where you only have good-looking girls, that's already a lot of work.
We get a really up-close view of them. We're able to interact with them. The personality is a really big part of it, and oftentimes we don't get to do that. We don't get to speak with them or meet them and know who they are.
I look for girls with a sense of personality, charisma. I like to see if they're comfortable in front of the camera, if they're comfortable traveling.
You see yourself living here?
A lot of them are so personable and so friendly and really beautiful and really tall. I think that they have such a good eye for this business.
We don't do open calls because they kind of go out and they get to scout the talent around the country, and we really don't get to get out on the field that often. We don't get to go out and scout, so we really look forward to every month just seeing who's out there. They really just filter in a lot of people that we wouldn't normally see. They find a lot of the young girls, the completely fresh faces from the middle of nowhere.
I'm Allison. I'm from Denver, Colorado.
From Seattle, Washington. We've already signed 2 people.
Since I was discovered by Signed with New York Models, I've done fashion shows, catalog shoots, editorial shoots, and plans are underway for me to start working in Europe and going to London and Paris and Tokyo this summer. If Keith and Steve scouted you, it means that they've seen something in you and they think that you can make it.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Herring and I'm from Mansfield, Ohio, and I brought my mom with me to New York City to hopefully sign with a modeling agency this weekend.
We like interesting girls, we like commercial girls, we have a really nice balance of girls on board. And the same really holds true for the men's division.
What's your name?
And so we're very consistent. We may love a girl that brings in and we may want to take her immediately, and she may have been to 10 other agencies and nobody's interested in her. That's the business.
You're sick. Wow. I just realized that I'm not even up to your hip.
The thing is, they are in touch with us, and they know the agents, and they can pick up the phone and say, you know, Pia, can you see somebody, or we're coming in, I need 15 minutes of your time.
New faces are really the key in the marketplace, particularly for New York. There's a lot of magazines that are shooting all the time, and there's a lot of designers and a lot of advertisers for various fragrances and clothing lines that are continually looking for a hot new face to associate their labels with. And they can get the main people at the agencies to stop and take the time and look at everyone they have.
I'm Tisha Hevern, and this is my daughter Lacey Hevern, and we're from Estacada, Oregon, and it's widened our opportunity.
You have to come to New York City to become a model because most agencies are out here.
Nice to meet you. You too. Have a seat.
Bring us amazing talent. I can tell that they have an eye and know what we need. Seeing the agents in New York, that's one of the biggest things you need to do.
My name is Roman Young. I work at Women Management, a very selective New York high fashion agency. What I look for specifically in a model is, first of all, beauty, the right type of personality. To make it in this business, you need to stand out. Your personality needs to pop. An extremely reputable company, Keith and his brother, understand what it is that we're looking for here in New York. They guide models through the process. They introduce each and every model to us. I have no hesitation recommending them as a company to work with.
We weren't convinced when we were first approached. I checked with the Better Business Bureau, with the Florida Department of Commerce. I looked all over the net. I went to the library. I spoke to various people in the different agencies to confirm that this was a legitimate thing, that they did sign talent case coming up with good recommendations.
Keith and Steve are the best scouts in the world. They just were very professional. I have no regrets at all, and I'm very glad that I decided to give them my real number.
Wow, they put me out there. Like, you know, I've had a lot of opportunity today, probably more opportunity than I've had in the years past when I've been doing, you know, trying to get my foot in the door, and it really helps.
We just keep on rocking. We just keep on rocking.